tell us a little bit about your new client.
So the result was about $2.1 million account, of which it's probably going to end up being $1 million annuity and then 1.1 in managed money. So big payday. Great client, and it's going to be a great ongoing relationship.
And this person came through LinkedIn, and just from a demographic profile, kind of age, were they currently employed, retired, et cetera? Just talk to us a little bit about that.
He is about 10 years retired, which is sort of unusual that we found him on LinkedIn because it's mostly people who are working and active.
Yeah.
But he still has his LinkedIn profile that I guess he uses. So he's 70 years old. He'll be 71 this year. And he's been retired for about 10 years.
Yep.
He managed about, of his money that he had in the market, his managed accounts, he managed about 2.2, which turned into the 1.6 that he's now transferring to me. So he wasn't comfortable about that. That was one of the pains that I was able to bring out in him. He truly was not happy with the direction of his account and was uncomfortable with it. He told me in this meeting when we did the paperwork yesterday that he just realized that he can't do this himself anymore, on his own anymore. That he needs help, and he just wants to make sure that he's avoiding making mistakes from this point going forward, because he just lost $700 or $600,000. And then he had some annuities. He had about $500,000 in fixed indexed annuities. And so I took a look at those and discovered that a couple of them had features on them that, because interest rates went down so much since when he bought them, his surrender value that he would get went up significantly. So we were able to help reposition those into newer generation, more bells and whistles type annuities without causing him any financial harm, actually putting him several thousand ahead because he got bonused by moving those accounts and was put ahead like almost $40,000 day one. So that was pretty much compelling to him too. He's like, Why wouldn't anybody do that?
It looks like we connected with him on your LinkedIn around early December, and here we are in early March. And so that's about 3 months. So it seems like from complete stranger to new client, it was a pretty simple, short sales cycle, which is awesome. Shifting gears a little bit. So we've been working together for, I think it's been about 1.5 years now, I want to say.
Yeah.
And during that time, you've been active in a number of different lead generation programs. So one with me, and then I won't mention the name, but one with another one that does more Facebook advertising. Why have you stuck with me for 1.5 years plus? What is it that you're, obviously this is a great one. What is it generally that you're seeing that you like, and just kind of contrasting to what else is out there in the marketplace?
So of all the marketing spokes that I have, so to speak, I call them marketing spokes. Yours is definitely my favorite and produces the highest quality prospect in the least amount of time. And it just seems to get better and better. I mean, you're constantly doing new stuff, adding new stuff, keeping us all informed. And I just feel like I'm hitched to a good wagon. I like being hitched to your wagon because it's working.
And speaking of new stuff, oh, there we go. Can you turn it around for us? Have you ever thought about writing a book before this?
Yes.
And what stopped you from writing a book?
It just seems so laborious, a lot of work. I started one a while. Actually, I paid some guy who I feel I got totally ripped off by one time. I think I paid him like $5,000 to help me write a book. And we did a ton of interviews. He would, this was before Zoom, so we did phone calls. He was in Colorado. And so we would do phone calls and he'd just interview me and, similar to what you did, so that I can explain what I do and how I do it and what's unique about what I do, that kind of stuff, so that we can compilate that in the book. And he did that too. When you read the book, it was so poorly written. It was like a third grader put the book together. It was ridiculous. I thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was my one experience with the book, was that. And then doing mine with your program. And I think I told you when I read the draft of this before we published it. I loved it. I mean, it made sense to me. It rolls the way I speak, the way I think, and it resonated.
We're using the book as part of your LinkedIn process now. Aside from LinkedIn, what has you excited about the book in terms of whether it's existing clients or even some of the other lead generation systems that you're working with?
Just the greater degree of credibility makes you somewhat of a celebrity in a lot of people's eyes if you've got a book. And so I'm looking forward to using the book in other marketing programs that I'm doing as well, for pretty much for anybody that I meet that I want to make a client. I want to get a book in everybody's hands. So I'm excited about it from that aspect.
Yeah, no, I think that's great, and that's the thing, is that I encourage you to do that, right? I mean, we have it for a specific purpose as part of LinkedIn, but we give you access to it where you can, order additional copies and use it as appropriate. But at the end of the day, that's the purpose, is to make you successful. And I think the book is going to be big towards helping create further success going forward.
I agree. And the nice thing is that we can make changes and tweak it from time to time.
So, in closing, is there any question that I haven't asked you that I should have asked you?
No, none that I can think of. I highly recommend your program to anybody other than an agent in Arizona, but
exactly.
Any agent or advisor outside of Arizona should definitely be looking at your program. It just doesn't work in Arizona.
All right, Tim. Well, I appreciate you sharing that with us. So
My pleasure.
you very much.
Thank you.